95 of Folks. Here comes the caution.
Flag is dropped here at Daytona, and away we go for the first time. Nicholas Porcel, Sean.
Looks like most get through unscathed. Look at that, there's Reed Gibson. A big move at the inside line of Doms, possibly a little bit of contact.
Now, as we've got three wide action going through turns 1 and 2.
And they're underway. Eric Hahn takes a nice jump. Wilson hasn't let him go very far.
Nice to go out here for Circuit Spa Francorchamps. Alex Johnson's off to a brilliant start there.
See just how oddly shaped this one is. We saw in the background Eric Hahn go for a bit of a swing, and he's gone and he's over.
New stuff. Cody Graham's the one-on-one up into second place. Alex Johnson 6/10 lead at the moment.
They're dicey up front. There's Andrew Kessel, Justin Sang.
They are ready to go. The lights are out, and away we go for the very first time here at Okayama International Circuit. Finley Fitzsimmons.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to the Rescreened LLC Late Model Series here at the Spark Racing League. Today we find our drivers at the virtual Martinsville Speedway, and it is going to be another action-packed evening. As always, I'm your host, James Eastwood, Team Goon Squad Broadcasting. Breathe the Action 1080p, 60 frames a second, every Monday night here at the Spark Rescreened LLC Late Model Tour. It's Season 1, Round 7, and we've got a whole lot of drivers, 24, making their way out on track to get things fired off here tonight. Let's go ahead and check out the grid here today. Good to see so many drivers coming out, and let's run through it. Starting on pole, Samuel Stoner. Bob Belshaw starting second. Johnny Rapp starts third. Kenny Trouton starting fourth. Kenneth Gallman starting fifth. Chase Berry starting sixth. Robert Liedl starting seventh. Thomas Bergeron starting eighth. Robert Brope starting ninth. Justin Wilson starts 10th. Don Johnson starting 11th. Bill Hull will start 12th. Cycled on back to Brian Brope starting 13th. Dylan Pott starting 14th. Vincent Weaver starting 15th. Ray Beebe starting 16th. Lucas Longmire starting 17th. Clifton Simmons starts 18th. Jared Slonwhite starting 19th. Dave Grajewski starting 20th. Tony Caputo starts 21st. Hunter Cole starting 22nd. Robert Amaral starts 23rd. And Nick Seraph will round out the 24-car grid here today. Welcome to our fans, friends, and family. Tune in, supporting the show, supporting the drivers, as well as supporting the broadcast. We've got Grizzly here cheering on Kenneth Gallman, the number 71, the YouTube side of the broadcast. There's Sam Stoner, the RC Cola back, number 65 machine. He's accompanied by the 44 of Belshaw on the first row. Rapp, Trout make up the second row. Gallman and Barry make up the third row. As we get ready for that iRacing safety car to come down pit road after another lap of pacing here. And then we will send them out for this main event. 100 laps on the board here tonight. So let's see as we get these drivers lined up. There we go, the safety car down pit road. The start will be on Stoner in the 65 machine. That is a bunch of drivers on a relatively tight track here at Martinsville. There's Barney, our flagman. And the green flag is out to start things off here at round 7. And we've already got problems, as it looked like Robert Amaral, Sean Johnson, Hunter Cole, Nick Seraph, Tony Caputo, all showing involved in incidents. So we're going to have one caution just about immediately. We're focusing on Robert Amaral, the 99 machine. Let's see where that incident was. And it looked to be ahead. The 32 machine of Sean Johnson got pulverized there. Let's see what happened to Johnson. He's in the 32 machine, the right side of your screen. Looks like there's a little bit of bumping and grinding there. Benson Weaver not able to get around. There's the 29. The 14 gets launched up into the air there. That was Tony Caputo's number 14 machine, not able to avoid the opening shenanigans here at Martinsville. Now, Benson Weaver, Sean Johnson, Robert Amaral, Nick Seraph all came down pit road. So let's try this again. It might be a single file restart since we did not complete a lap of green flag racing here at Martinsville. Something has happened to Nick Seraph. He was involved in a crash, but I wonder if he was just pulling over there to let the field by. So let's see, does the field get gridded up? Johnny Rapp, the number 52 machine, going up one position here. Triple D saying the number 32 machine of, I believe that's going to be Sean Johnson. Yes, it was squeezed between the Bropes family on that one. Let's see if we can get things going, maybe get a race underway here at Martinsville. Now, looks like everybody except for Sean Johnson has rolled back out on track. Johnson still in his pit stall after 2 minutes. Going to be about 4 laps down as it stands. Now, not all is lost for those drivers that are 1 or 2 laps down. We very well likely have some more cautions by the time this is over with. Safety cars down pit road. It's going to be a single file restart with Stoner in that top spot. Rapp right behind him. You wait for Barney the flagman. And we are green flag racing once more with Stoner out front. But already these guys are absolutely falling apart. We're going to have a second incident. I'm not sure how that's possible with a single file restart. Unfortunately, the field's still having issues here. I saw Chase Berry was one of the first drivers involved in that one, the number 46. Looked, I can't tell if the 71, Kenneth Gallman, had problems on the start. We're going to try and get another angle of that one, because Chase Berry got into the back of him. The 71, it looked like it was a big checkup. And then drivers just kept crashing into the photo. Dave Grajewski, the number 6, he came to a full stop. But as of yet, we're still looking for a green flag lap, as the number 46 machine, Chase Berry, waiting for the field to make his way around before he got back onto a hot track. Like he had problems getting that machine fired back up as they check up once more. Gallman checking up in the 71 machine. I believe he's going to let the field by. Waiting to get things sorted out here. The wheel once again be at a single file restart. Tony Caputo down pit road. Like we still have 23 of the 24 entries out on track. Unfortunately, Johnson's back down pit road. I believe that's going to be his second stop. He's been in his stall for 2 minutes so far, trying to get that machine hammered out. But that's what we were talking about during the first caution as well. Just because you're involved in an early incident doesn't mean you're done and out of this thing, as we're already seeing drivers get the lucky dog. So even though Johnson about 8 laps down, I still wouldn't count him out at this point. They're going to be Stoner Rapp on the front row. Like Belshaw was hopping out of line to allow some drivers by. And here we go, our third restart of the evening. Can we get a lap of green flag racing here at Martinsville? Stoner wants to get that 65 machine fired up and moving forward. It looks like he's gained about a 6/10 advantage very quickly over Johnny Rapp, so he wants to get some clean air. Let's go a little bit further back. Clifton Simmons at 38. There's Ray B, Brian Probst side by side right ahead of Simmons. Now Simmons is up 7 spots so far here this evening. And it looks like Dave Grajewski, Jared Slonwhite battling for 13th side by side. So we've got some racing going on here, ladies and gentlemen, as it's Stoner, Rapp, Trout, 1, 2, 3, Lidl, and Bergeron making up the top 5. Looks like Justin Wilson going to slide ahead of Benson Weaver's number 1 machine. And this is going to raise the question as well, which of these drivers might have a little bit damage from these early incidents. It doesn't take much to crumple in a nose and maybe damage the radiator as we watch Ray Beeb, the number 89 machine, hunting down Dylan Potts. Potts is up 6 spots, Beeb up 7 already. And it looks like Beeb's going to make it happen with a big send. Here comes Brian Probst trying to capitalize on that as well. Looked like Potts and Probst would narrowly avoid a little bit of contact there. And Brian Probst, that's going to be his 4th spot gain, moving up into the 9th place position. Another battle going on, a nice, tidy 3-car battle. Thomas Bergeron, Robert Probst, Bill Hull, a 3-car battle for the top 5. Keep an eye on the number 26 machine of Bill Hull. It looked like he was trying to set up for an inside move. Pushes a little bit wide there, hard on the brakes. That may allow Ray B to try and grab his 9th spot of the evening. Looks like they're going to make that happen there as Bergeron moves back to 9th. Not able to get back on that preferred inside line. If a driver finds himself skating up the inside line and you can't get back in, makes it very, very difficult to get that momentum back in your favor and stop losing those positions. Now up front, Samuel Stoner, 3/4 of a second ahead of the rest of the field. That number 65 machine is hoping we keep going clean and green here, but here we go. Ray Beeb looks to be setting up on the inside line, the 26. That's going to be the battle for 6th on screen. Beeb has to be careful. Brian Probst right behind the number 11 machine. If these 2 drivers slow each other down and one leaves that inside line open, I would expect to see Brian Probst shoot up to the inside line, see if he can make a pass happen. Now it's very early in the race. I'm not expecting any bump and runs to happen on purpose anyway at this point of the run. Now later in the race, with about 10 laps left to go, I would not be surprised to see the old chrome horn in play. Ray Beeb, a big run there against Hull. Just not quite a spot to stick it. Let's see, does he have a run here? No, Hull's going to be able to defend a little while longer. Turns through turns 3 and 4. I'm interested to see Brian Probst if he's going to find an opening, because it looks like Hull and Beeb also tracking down. That's Robert Probst, number 5. He has quickly worked his way up 4 positions here tonight, moving up into the top 5. Now, unfortunately, Sean Johnson's still on pit road, so I am afraid that he will not be getting back out on track here. They'll have racing across the circuit. Looks like Bergerson gaining a spot over Justin Wilson. It also looks like Ray Beeb and Bill Hull are going to go side by side. That's going to give Robert Probst a little bit of a breakaway as he sits in 5th. But keep an eye out from Brian Brooks at number 11. I think he's going to try and follow the 89 of Beebe here. If that 26 of Hull gets pushed a little bit wide, and right as we say it, it happens. Now, and I'm also incorrect. Nick Seraph is going to roll back out on track here, getting some seat time in. So Beebe and Brian Brobes are going to both gain a position. That puts Ray Beebe up 10 positions. Unfortunately, it looks like Nick Seraph came right back down pit road, so maybe still not happy with the performance of that 67 machine. And we've also gotten the report that Sean Johnson has put it back behind the virtual wall. It looks like Nick Seraph has as well in the 67, so two drivers retiring early. Let's check back in on race leader Sam Stoner. Rocking and rolling, 1.1 seconds ahead of the rest of the field here. Right now, Stoner's only concerns are lap traffic and possible cautions. I can find a nice wide angle. Let's see if there's any traffic on the horizon for that 65 machine. There's Johnny Rapp, the fluorescent green number 52 on the hood and side of that car. And I'm not seeing any lap traffic too far ahead here for Stoner. So he's got to be happy with the clean air, still holding that 1 second margin. He's got about a full straightaway before he runs into traffic again. Another battle out on track. Clifton Simmons trying to track down Thomas Bergeron in the battle for 13th. Simmons in that 38 machine. Bergeron the 86. Now the big question as well is, are we going to get some green flag runs? And are we going to see tire wear start to become a factor as this race progresses? The lap times are going to fall off a little bit as guys are really fighting the car to keep it from pushing wide through the corners. Berger on the 86, you can see some damage on the front left of that machine from one of the earlier incidents. And any sort of suspension damage can make you really fight the car, and that'll get exponentially worse as the tire wear really becomes a factor for these guys. Like Robert Brobes has some company with Ray Beebe. That's going to be the battle for 5th. Beebe right now, our hard charger out on track. That number 89 machine is up 10 spots. And who was that? I think that was Robert Liedl. I just saw the number 80. It looked like he had some damage on the front of that machine. Yeah, it looks like that front splitter a little bit creased up. Now, thankfully, Martinsville, not necessarily an aero track, but again, it really comes back to tire wear. That damage can really, really fight you later on in a run. Now, Liedl doing a great job keeping Trout within about 0.4 of a second. But Robert Brobes, Ray Beebe closing up quickly behind. I'm seeing a bunch of packs starting to tighten up. You've got Trout and Liedl, Brobes, Beebe running 3rd through 6th. They're separated by about a second between them. And then Justin Wilson is going to gain a position against Jared Slonwhite, not too far back behind them. That's Clifton Simmons and Thomas Bergeron having their own battle. There's Dave Grajewski, the number 6, not too far behind these drivers. Grajewski currently running 15th on the track. He is up, looks to be 5 spots so far. Oh, somebody's out of line here. Is that Robert Brobes working the inside? Yes, it is. Leaning on the number 80 machine of Robert Liedl. Ray Beebe in the 89 machine, he's running a little bit higher line as well. Maybe trying to carry some corner speed, but no, Robert Brobes able to get the drive out of the corner. Now let's check back in on Sam Stoner, your race leader. Has gained about a second and a half over the rest of the field. Let's see. Any lap traffic immediately ahead of the 65 machine. The RC Cola back driver has so far been leading this thing the opening 43 laps. Looks like the track is going to be clean for Stoner for a little while longer. Also looks like Brian Brope's joining the tail end of this party, as Lidl, Brobes, and Beebe continue having a three-car battle for fourth. Now we saw Robert Brobes, that number 5 machine, giving a little bit of a door to the 80 of Robert Lidl. But it definitely seems like it's very difficult to pass here tonight. Here comes the 89 machine of Ray Beebe looking at the inside line of Robert Brobes. But Brobes carrying just a little bit more speed there. He was not able to slot up ahead. And to be clear, I'm talking about Robert Brobes, the number 5 machine. Ryan Brobes right behind that number 11. We're going to call him B Brobes from now on. Here we go. Ray Beebe takes another peek to the inside of Robert Brobes. Not able to make it happen. Running a little bit more of a swooping line there. Returns 1 and 2. Maybe trying to figure out where he can gain some momentum. Lucas Longmire. Here's Slon White side by side. Slon White crashes into pit road, so we're not going to have a caution on that one. Slon White get loose. Does he get help? Got a little bit of help there. So it's very difficult for these drivers to facilitate passes, as we're currently seeing. Slon White rolls out of pit road. Lidl, Robert Brobes, Ray Beebe continue their three-car battle for fourth. Kenny Troughton sitting third of the number 25 machine has to be happy looking at the rearview mirror, watching these drivers battle so intently behind them, knowing they're going to be using up a little bit more tire than he is, just rocking and rolling. Now drivers are being displayed the cross green and white flag, so we are halfway through this main event. Round 7 of the Spark Rescreened LLC Late Model Tour. As it stands, it's Stoner, Rapp, Troughton, 1, 2, 3. Robert Lidl, Robert Brobes make up the top 5. There we just saw Sam Stoner, 65, just clicking off laps, making it look easy. He's only about 3/10 off of his fastest lap of the race, so he's been able to save a little bit more tire. Look at this, getting a little bit frantic from about 13th place back. There's Grajewski, Winson, Bergeron in a very tight pack. And also you can see Hunter Cole, Tony Caputo, Kenneth Gallman, and Bob Belshaw fighting to get back in the mix. Now for these drivers that had damage early on, this has got to be frustrating. Maybe hoping for some mid-race caution so they could come down pit road and just kind of get those machines worked on a little bit, see if they can hammer things back into shape. Robert Brobes, Ray Beebe, the battle for 5th continues. Beebe the inside line, Brobes up top. And we're going to have another caution as Brobes and Beebe get onto each other a little bit there. Let's see what happened. It looked like it was Tony Caputo. Yes, it is. Finds himself pointed the wrong direction here. Oh, Caputo got a little bit of helping hand there. That was from the 71 machine of Kenneth Gallman. And Caputo very wisely waiting for some track. A pretty healthy green flag run for these drivers as Caputo tries to Austin Power himself, getting pointed back in the right direction. As you can see the field rolling around under pacing conditions. Now for those, I would not be surprised for some of those drivers that have very substantial damages to maybe come down pit road and try and get that machine hammered on. On the other hand, this is also a track you do not want to give up track position. There's Caputo coming down pit road. That Gallman was... Yeah, it's Chase Berry getting a wave around here. That's one driver is happy we're getting a caution. Drivers getting the wave around here. Everybody getting back into position as it's going to be Stoner and Rapp on the front row. Now let's see, do they go back to two-lane starts? Single file. Looks like it's going to be double file again, so it's going to be Stoner, Rapp, your front row. Troughton and Liedl, your second row. Robert Probst and Beebe will be your third row. Race car is in. And already the field having problems there. Not a clean start at all. As drivers running over each other trying to get into turn one. Stoner's going to hold on to top spot. Rapp in second. Troughton's going to try and fight for third, but he's got Robert Liedl right behind him. Now I see more crashes being reported. This time Kenneth Gallman and Robert Amaral. We're waiting to see, yes, the caution will come out here. I'm not sure if that counts as a lap completed. And we will continue with double file restarts, or if we're going to go back to single. We're focusing on Kenneth Gallman, the 71. And a huge hit for Gallman there. And looks like the field, I think, slowing down to avoid the carnage. Triggering our broadcast software as an incident. Might have been a second incident as well with Thomas Bergeron. That's rough for the 86 machine. Pits under the brakes, at least lands in the right direction. That's what was triggering our broadcast software as additional crashes, is the field very wisely comes to a big slowdown there to get around the wounded race car still in the line. Robert Amaral comes down pit road. Chase Berry rolls out of pit road trying to rejoin the racing surface. Now let's see, do we go back to double file? Or is it going to be a single file start once more? Looking like it's going to be single file. I don't think Sam Stoner, yes it is, as the safety car's down pit road. I don't think Stoner's going to be upset about it. He likes having the clean air on the front of that 65 machine. And as we get ready to start the 65th lap of the race, and again, the field just cannot restart here as everybody comes barreling in. And an absolute parking lot. Let's see what happened. Ray Beebe definitely got the worst end of that one. Field checks up. Beebe gets hit from behind. And then they just come barreling in. Clouds of smoke giving no heads up, no warning of the absolute parking lot ahead there. It looks like Brian Brobst, Lucas Longmire, Dylan Potts, Dave Grajewski, Benson Weaver, Hunter Cole, all involved in that one. More drivers getting the wave around. It's still going to be Stoner on the front row. I will say this race is going to have some spectacular screenshots that follow it. Well, I think it's going to be about 30 laps left to go with this restart. As we whittle down the drivers, looks like 3 have retired early. Tony Caputo, Nick Seraph, Sean Johnson. Back behind the wall in the virtual hauler. Now Ray Beebe and Brian Brobst are both down pit road. Brian Brobst rolls back out on track as Beebe comes down to his pit stall. You got a fan cheering on hashtag Wiggles. I'm not sure who that is, but I'd love to know. Which driver goes by Wiggles out on track? Donnie Rapp trying to keep some heat in the tires of that 52 machine. Looks like Rapp, another driver that's got some front right damage, I think, on that machine. Oh yeah, you can see that front right quarter panel a little bit dinged in. Now 30 laps left to go. I'm not entirely sure that tire wear is going to be too much of a factor, but oh, a big blink for Stoner, your race leader. The last thing he wants right now is some sort of connection issues. And here we go, once more, green flag racing. Stoner with a big launch. Looks like the start's going to be a little bit better for these drivers. As Robert Liedl looking to an inside line against Kenny Trout. That's going to be for that final podium spot. Robert Brobst, Justin Wilson right there in tow. Looks like Wilson trying to set something up the inside line, but no, he blinks at the worst time. To the inside line, of Robert Brobst. Wilson is going to grab that 5th spot away, though. And now here comes the 26 of Bill Hull. He's also looking at the inside line. Doesn't get the drive he was looking for. Somehow Dave Grajewski has joined the top 10. He's up 12 spots here. Stoner doesn't have as much of a clean breakaway this time. He's got about a half second on Johnny Rapp, who sits in second. As we watch this battle for fifth, Robert Probst trying to track down Justin Wilson. Probst being very careful not to make any contact. We've seen plenty of wadded up race cars so far here at Martinsville. But somehow we still have 20 drivers out on track. Robert Amaral has joined the list of drivers who are most likely not going to be able to finish this one. Easy there. Looked like Belshaw was hard on the brakes. That's going to allow Benson Weaver to try and take over the 10th place spot, the 11th place spot, as Potts and Simmons side by side. Simmons a hard hit to the outside line. Here comes Weaver to slide up into 10th. Lucas Longmire looking for the inside line as well, not quite able to find it. And there's Bob Belshaw, the 44, right behind them. Hunter Cole, Chase Berry, Brian Probst, and Ray Beebe. Well, looks like Brian Probst and Ray Beebe are going to go door to door here. Both drivers with a substantial amount of damage on those race cars. Brian Probst looking back to the inside line against Beebe, not quite able to make it happen under braking. Well, we can get some green flag runs here. We can get some good racing going on. And the commentator's curse strikes again as Justin Wilson finds himself pointing the wrong way. Wilson gets that number 58 flicked around. And let's see what happened there. The number 58 machine. Oh, looks like he got a little bit of help there from Robert Probst in the 5. Thankfully, it doesn't look like anybody else was tied up in that one. And something happened again to Justin Wilson. It shows him taking a tow onto pit road. Have issues under caution, I wonder? Pulls over and says, "Have a great night, everybody." So unfortunately, he'll be retiring from this event as well. Libby Marissa here cheering on Longmire. Lucas Longmire, the number 55 machine. Currently up, let's see, 7 spots, sitting inside the top 10. It's going to be less than 20 laps left to go on this restart. Something has happened to Thomas Bergeron. I heard a large impact somewhere out on the track. What happened there to the number 86 machine? That thing overheated? That's exactly what happened. Bergeron lets the magic smoke out. You heard me early on the broadcast say you can really damage the front of these cars and damage a radiator. And that was just proven by the 86 machine. Let's get him gridded back up. Is it going to be single file or a double file start here at Martinsville? Looks like it's going to be double file. Stoner, Rapp, the front row. Trouton and Liedl, your second row. Hull and Grajewski, your third row. And I stand corrected, it's going to be a single file restart. I believe with 16 laps left to go as we get ready for that iRacing safety car to come down pit road. We've got Mr. Ray Aguilar join us in the spectator area. Always good seeing the Open Wheel Pro tune in, supporting some of the shows, watching some good racing. As let's see, how is this start going to go for these drivers? We are green flag racing. Do we get a lap clean and clear here? So far, things are looking good. I'm a little bit optimistic. Ooh, there's Dave Grajewski. Benson Weaver going to go side by side here. Weaver, he's up 9 spots. Grajewski looking to make it 14. And we're going to have more incidents out on track. Looks like it's Jared Slonwhite and Kenneth Gallman involved in some sort of incident. Not seeing a caution, though. But we're going to keep this thing chugging forward. 15 laps left to go. It's still Stoner, Rapp, Trout, 1, 2, 3. It has been a night of cautions punctuated by good racing. But thankfully, drivers are starting to really put in some good laps out here and show their mettle. And boy, we damaged a lot of metal at this one as well. The short track has not been kind to the field here today. Sam Stoner, your race leader, just clicks off the fastest lap of the race, a 19.56. So Stoner feeling good here as we get closer and closer to that 10 lap left mark. Now right now, Stoner holding about a 6/10 advantage over the rest of the field. Beetle and Hull nose to tail here. Trying to have a battle for fourth. They're about 0.4 of a second back from Kenny Trout, who's holding on to that final podium position. Now Ray Beebe takes a tow back to pit road. Unfortunately, he's going to be retired from this one. See if I can grab a camera angle. From about 9th place back, still a very busy field out here. There's the 38 machine of Clifton Simmons. He's been having a bit of a roller coaster night. Went towards the back, but has been able to remount a charge, and he's up a net positive 9 positions here. Chase Berry's going to come down pit road with 10 to go. Taking a tow back to pit road, so I think Berry has done it out of this one as well. There's Kenny Trout and is caught back up to Johnny Rapp late in the run. We still have battles to have up here in the podium. I bet you Robert Liedl, Bill Hull running 4th and 5th are watching that just ahead and saying, you know what? Oh no, it's gonna be bad. They are up and over. We were saying too many good things here. And I'm trying to see who's upside down. Let's focus in Kenny Trout. Gets into the back of Rapp. And then Trout finds himself on his sides. The rest of the field comes barreling in. Watch that one once more. Get a little bit wider shot with the old Spark Rescreened LLC instant replay here. We're focusing on Kenny Trout, the number 25 machine. He's going to get into the back of 2nd place, Johnny Rapp. And then the rest of the field here is just going to come barreling in. Now the caution is already out, I believe. And Trouton gets absolutely launched off that. I think Benson Weaver got some air time in the number 1 machine. So let's see, do we use some green-white checker attempts here tonight? Now we have 1 green-white checker attempt available to these drivers. Let's see, I don't think we're going to use a green-white checker attempt just quite yet here. Stoner, the number 65 machine, has been running away with this thing. Bill Hull, Robert Liedl make up the top 3. Grajewski and Simmons now find themselves in the top 5, as this is very much a race of attrition out here tonight. Now Johnny Rapp still out on track, as well as Kenny Trout, the number 25 machine. Safety car is in. We've got 17 drivers still out on track. The restarts have been not ideal for the field here today. But let's see if we have another caution. I think it's going to put us into green-white checker attempts. We are green flag out once more. Stoner wants to get a breakaway with it. And there's some midfield chaos. I briefly saw 3 wide there. That was Potts, Cole, and Johnny Rapp in a 3 wide situation. Oh, and they are bumping and grinding here. Not many laps left to make something happen. Stoner still out front. Hull in second. Robert Liedl in third. If we can take the white flag, we will not use that green-white checker attempt. The white flag is out for Sam Stoner. Stoner, a huge breakaway, a second up over the rest of the field. There's Bill Hull. And something has happened. Lucas Longmire finds himself crashing into pit road, but the checkered flag is out. Sam Stoner picks up a win, sets the fastest lap the lap prior, a 19.51. Bill Hull will get second, and Robert Liedl will round out the top 3. We're going to get these drivers up here to victory lane in just one moment. And I'm fairly certain Sam Stoner's first win of the season. Yes, he's gotten a podium back at Lime Rock, but good to have him back up here once more. I'm trying to think. I don't think we've seen Hull on the podium before. Trying to get some clarification on that. Now this is going to be Hull's first podium. What about Liedl? Also a first podium. So of the top 3, the only drivers who have never picked up a podium, Sam Stoner is the only driver we found up here before. So well done to Stoner. We're going to try and get these 3 drivers up here to victory lane. And we're going to start things off with Mr. Rob Liedl. Join us, the number 80 machine. Rob, welcome to the top 3. First time this season, and man, what a night of attrition out there.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me, and good Lord, yeah, that was attrition to the nth degree.
Now, Rob, what made the start so difficult for the field out there? I mean, more often than not, we had most of our big incident rise. The green flag was coming out, and it seemed like it was about 5th place back that really had all those issues on that one.
You know, I really don't know. I mean, I was behind Kenny for the bulk of the restarts there, and I didn't seem to have any issues running into him. But you know, behind me, I guess all hell was breaking loose. So it happens.
Oh, absolute carnage, but allowed you to sneak your way up onto a podium, up 4 spots all the way around. So still had to be pretty pleased with how things went here tonight.
Yeah, you know, I didn't even think I was going to actually make this race. I was out at my son was going to a district basketball game tonight, so we were there, and I told the boys, I said I got a 5% chance of making it. Boy, I'm lucky I hit that 5%.
No doubt, Rob. Good to have you up here in victory lane for the first time here this season. An excellent top 3. Before I let you go, sign off and celebrate, who do you want to give a shout out to that helps make it happen here tonight?
Well, I got to thank all of my sponsors: Churchill Transportation, Hans Collision, Lidl Chiropractic, all the boys here at Spark Racing League. You for putting on a heck of a show. You do a great job up there in the booth, and thank you very much for having me.
Well, my pleasure, Rob. Good to have you up here, and hopefully we'll have you up here a couple more times throughout this season.
Man, I hope so. Thanks. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir. That was Rob Lidl bringing it home in the third place spot. Another driver joining us for the first time this season, Bill Hull, the number 26 machine, up 10 spots where we saw so many other drivers going home early here tonight.
Yeah, I was not expecting to be here. Glad to be here, though. But just trying to stay out of trouble and not hit anybody else, and hopefully nobody hit me.
Yeah, Bill, it looked like not many drivers walked away from this one with unscathed bodywork. I know the front right of your machine had a little bit of damage. Did that damage kind of affect the tire wear we saw over those brief green flag runs here tonight?
I don't know. I think the tires kind of cooled off with those cautions because I ran my fastest laps at the end there, so I didn't see any impact by any of that.
Well, I'm glad it worked out well for you, Bill. Just a couple more races left to go in this season. We've got, just one more race, I think. IRP, what's the plans for you in that 26 machine for that season finale and the upcoming season as well?
Another interview with you, my fine sir. So that's what I hope for, and we'll see what happens.
Well, Bill, I'm looking forward to it. It's good to have you up here for the first time. A great run, finishing second with a relatively clean race car. Before I let you sign off and unwind from that one, who do you want to give a shout out to that helped you put you up here in that second place spot?
I just thank the crew behind me and the family and everybody else. So without them, I couldn't be here.
Awesome. Bill, a pleasure talking to you. Congratulations, and hope to have you back up here next week as well.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was Bill Hull bringing it home. And second, up next, the man, the myth, the legend, Sam Stoner, the number 65 machine. Sam, every time we had a caution, that was another chance for you to get rear-ended in the RC Cola back 65 machine. And man, was there a lot of chances. So how white knuckle was that for you in the top spot?
It was a little scary. I'm not gonna lie. This has been a long time coming for me, I think, and so I was waiting for something to come along and just take it away. Luckily, Kenny took a lot of pressure off of me there, taking out Johnny Rapp, and after that it was kind of smooth sailing. But up until that point.
Now, Sam, you had your first podium at the road race we did at Lime Rock. Now a win here at Martinsville. What type of breath of fresh air and a little bit of momentum is it for you in that car?
Oh, it's been good. I've been trying real hard. I've been at this for like about over a year at this point with this league. No wins, just a couple podiums here and there, and I knew my day was coming eventually, and this was that day.
Yeah, I mean, start to finish, the 65 machine out front, probably the only car without substantial damage on it. Now, the guys in the top 5 are saying starts were nice and clean, nice and easy. Were you doing anything to switch up the strategy in the start, or were you trying to be very consistent on this one?
What I was looking for was there was a tendency for the guy behind me to give me a little tap. And as soon as they gave me that tap, I knew it was time to go because they were going to be a little slower coming off the line there. That was sort of the strategy I was rolling with the whole time, and it seemed to work out pretty well.
Yeah, I'd say a flawless victory, as the kids say. But, Sam, it's super cool to have you up here in the top spot the first time this season. One more round to go at IRP. Hopefully we have you back up here. But tonight, my friend, you've got the privilege, the pleasure, the final send-offs of the night. Who do you want to give a shout to that helps make it happen for you?
Oh man, my mom and dad, they've been very supportive of me this whole time. My grandfather, he's over in the other room watching right now. We got all the guys here in this league that's just we've been running together for ages now at this point, and it's just been a great time. We got the sponsors, we got Team 53, we got man, I'm sure there's plenty of other sponsors I'm forgetting, but I'm nervous right now. And we got Mr. James East here with the amazing broadcast every single week.
Well, thank you, Sam. It's really cool to have you up here in the top spot. Again, a great run, a huge congratulations, and hopefully the first of many to come here at the Spark Rescreened LLC Late Model Tour.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Looking
you,
forward
sir.
to it.
That was Sam Stoner bringing it home in the top spot the first time this season. He was accompanied by Bill Hull in second and Robert Liedl rounding out the top 3. On behalf of the Rescreened LLC Late Model Series here at the Spark Racing League, my name has been James East with Team Goon Squad Broadcasting. Thank you all so much for spending your Monday night with us, and we'll see you at the next one. Have a great night, everybody.